Stephen Powell on pole, the number 3, chance to turn his weekend around. In second on the grid, it should be number 5, Ricky Collett, but he's not there. So the second row, number 68, Craig Reed, and 69, David Jenkins. Jenkins with a clear run down the outside here, still looking for his first win of the season. Third row, 89, Simon Reed, number 46, Bradley Smith. And then we've got Stuart Oliver and Ryan Smith on the fourth row. Ryan Smith looking for 4 out of 4. Tom O'Rourke, 86, first podium of the season earlier on in the wet, alongside number 12, Michael Oliver. And completing the Division 1 field, number 14, John Bowler, and 92, Simon Faulkner, who missed race 3 earlier today, but I think I did see he is there on the grid for this one. Then there's a gap, and we've got Division 2. Now, John Powell was hobbled by a bit of contact with Paul Rivett at the start of race 2 yesterday. He finished at the back in Division 2, but that gives him pole for this race, alongside Adam Bint. He's been plagued by a few turbo problems so far this weekend. So they're on the front row for Division 2. Next in the order, Craig Evans, the number 10 MAN, and 22, Paul Rivett, Division 2 winner earlier on this weekend. Trying to close that gap on John Powell and Adam Bint at the top of the points. Jim Bennett, number 28, is next with the Seth Atkinson. A rare retirement for him in race 2 yesterday. Pulled off onto the Melbourne Loop. And Simon Cole, number 41, also failed to finish that race. He starts alongside. Neil Yates, as before, has requested to start at the back of the grid this weekend, his first time in Division 1. John Powell and Adam Bint on the front row of Division 2. Paul Rivett, their main rival. Pace truck pulls into pit lane. Red lights are on the gantry. Red lights go out now, and here we go, down towards Redgates for the first time. Decent start by Bradley Smith, trying to get up the outside in the 46. It's Powell and Collett side by side into Redgates for the first time. Will they all make it round? Looks like it. Adam Bint's got away well in Division 2. We're on board with Simon Reed. Ricky Collett could lose second place here. Craig Reed is going for the inside. Craig Reed trying to go for the lead, I think. We've got a tangle. John Bowler goes spinning up. Bradley Smith's off and wallop into the tyre wall. Oh, big impact for the 46. I thought he was going to go over there for a second. That's going to be a red flag, definitely. Big accident for Bradley Smith. That's exactly the same place as where Stuart Oliver crashed out 12 months ago at Convoy in the Park 2022. A lot of damage to the tyre wall. Red flag out instantly. Stephen Powell was leading ahead of Craig and Simon Reed, but the race stopped. It looked like it was John Bowler who got spun out, tangled up with Bradley Smith, and he went off into the tyres. Let's hope Bradley's okay. Okay, let's have a look what's happened there then. Watch a little further back. Oh, it was contact with Stuart Oliver and David Jenkins initially, but further back there were 3 trucks together. Tom O'Rourke and John Bowler came together. That sent Bradley Smith out wide. No grip on the grass. Wallop into the tyre wall. Nearly over and spun around. A lot of damage there. And that could well be the end of Bradley Smith's weekend. Look at the state of that front axle broken, fluid pouring everywhere, and a lot of damage to the tyre wall. Look at the state of that tyre wall. That's exactly the same place where Stuart Oliver crashed almost exactly 12 months ago. The tyre wall and the barrier did its job, and now here come the Orange family, the volunteer marshals. They'll have that cleared up in next to no time. Marshals already picking up bits of Bradley Smith's truck there. Let's have a look at a replay of the start. Red lights went out. It was a decent start by Bradley Smith. He got up on the outside of David Jenkins. was Stephen Powell who got the lead. Ricky Collett was a bit slow away. He dropped back down the order when the red flags came out. Ryan Smith was in the middle between the two Olivers. Adam Bint got away best in Division 2, but it's a little further forward of that. It looked to me as though Tom O'Rourke got into John Bowler and they clipped Bradley Smith. Bowler spun to the inside, Bradley Smith heavily into the tyre wall on the outside, and that could well be the end of Bradley Smith's weekend, sadly. He's okay by the look of it, but that truck is heavily damaged. So here they come then, 12 minutes for the British Truck Racing Championship, race 4 of the weekend at Convoy in the Park 2023 at Donington Park. Revs beginning to rise from these 12, 13 litre engines. The pace truck is in pit lane, the red lights are on. Red lights go out now, and here we go down towards Redgate. The second attempt at race 4 gets away. Good start by Ryan Smith. David Jenkins instantly moves out to block him. Stephen Powell leads. They come down to Redgate for the first time. Jenkins trying to go around the outside. Both of them, you'll never get 3 wide through Redgate. Jenkins wisely backs out of it on the outside. That could allow Craig Reed to come through. They've all got through okay in Division 1. Adam Bint's got the lead in Division 2. Stephen Powell leads down the Craner curves for the first time. Craig Reed up into second place in the Iveco. Ricky Collett trying to defend from David Jenkins, who's got the inside line for the old hairpin. He goes through. Ricky Collett has lost 2 places. Then Simon Reed, Stuart Oliver, Michael Oliver, Ryan Smith back in 8th place ahead of Tom O'Rourke. It's Stephen Powell who leads the way, looking to turn his weekend around. Looks like Sir Simon Faulkner may have joined him from the pit lane there. I can see a grey truck right at the back, so I think we've got the 92 truck out as well, and returns the paddock to fix a problem, presumably. Ricky Collett has lost out to Simon Reed now, so he's down to 5th position. Next in the order is Stuart Oliver in the number 7 Volvo VNL. Through the top of the circuit at Coppice Corner. And down the exhibition straight, Craig Reed has designs on taking the lead here. And he take it as they go into the chicane. Well, David Jenkins could get second place. He's going to squeeze up the inside. This is going to be close. They're side by side. You won't fit 2 by 2 through the chicane there. David Jenkins is going to get forced wide, most likely onto the grass as they come out there. There you go, over the curves, and the Reeds could make it 3 wide. Look at Simon Reed on the right of the picture on the left as they head down to Redgate on track. Craig Reed's been squeezed out in the middle. Jenkins has got through into second place ahead of the 2 Ivecos. Craig Reed will hold third on the inside. His brother Simon making it a bit of sibling rivalry. Craig's got it sideways coming out of Redgate. He loses third place to Simon. Cracking battle there. This could turn into the race of the weekend so far. Ricky Collett's lost out to Stuart Oliver. Michael Oliver on his tail there. They almost made contact as they went through the Craner curves. Behind them is Ryan Smith, yet to make his move for a 4th win out of 4 this weekend. Behind them, Tom O'Rourke. What a frantic start to this 4th race of the weekend for the British Truck Racing Championship. Up the hill towards McLean's. Adam Bint is leading Division 2 in the black Volvo. Yes, Simon Faulkner is there. He's at the back of the field, so he joined in from the pit lane. Michael Oliver having a go at Ricky Collett. Not going as well as it did in the wet earlier on, the number 95. I mean, there's a cloud of smoke there. I think that was Adam Bint. I saw smoke there. Meanwhile, we've got trucks bouncing off each other, and one of them is Ryan Smith. Oh, he was nearly squeezed off completely onto the grass there as Ricky Collett and Michael Oliver made contact alongside him. O'Rourke and Bowler battling it out behind, and Ricky Collett's going to be shuffled back another place because Michael Oliver's going to come through. Over the curb goes Collett, and up the inside comes Ryan Smith. He's now going to have a go at Michael Oliver. Ricky Collett's going backwards. Over the line they go. Now Ryan Smith will go after the leaders. Or will he? Because Michael Oliver holds him off there into turn 1. Yep, Adam Bint, so we saw some smoke there. I thought, yes, he's slowing down, so Adam Bint's got a problem. I imagine that's more turbo problems for the Volvo. Oh, and off goes is that Stuart Oliver that's gone off at the top of the Craner curves there? I couldn't quite see. Yes, I think we've lost the number 7. Has he pulled off with a problem, or did he go off? Well, there he is in the background coming down the Craner curves. He must have run wide there. We'll try and get a replay, see if we can see what happened there. No, he is pulling over. I thought he got going again, but no, the number 7, yes, cloud of smoke there, so problems for Stuart Oliver. Not a good race to be in a bonneted truck, unless your name is Ryan Smith, who's trying to force his way past Michael Oliver. He goes through, and now we'll try and get after the leaders. So we'll establish the order as they come over the line this time through. It's Stephen Powell and David Jenkins at the front of the field, all the action's happening behind them. Reed brothers in third and fourth, and a change for the lead. David Jenkins has taken the lead at the chicane. I can't keep up with this. We've had more action in this race than any other, certainly. So David Jenkins has taken the lead. Third is Simon Reed, then it's Craig Reed. I still can't tell those trucks apart, even when I can see the numbers on them. Then we've got Ryan Smith up into P5. Sixth, it is Michael Oliver. Ricky Collett down to 7th. Stuart Oliver is out of the race. We'll wait and see if Adam Binns is still going as well. I'm not too sure. Now look at the gap between 4th and 5th. Stuart Oliver parked on the right of the screen there at the edge of the tyre wall. Adam Binns, I can tell you, has pulled into the pits. So the team looking at the number 5, just going past my commentary box at the moment. So here come your leaders. David Jenkins, desperate for that first win of the season, ahead of Stephen Powell. Simon Reed on the outside into Coppice. Won't get round there. Craig Reed a little further back now as the race starts to settle down, except for Simon Reed attacking Stephen Powell for that second place. Side by side, Reed on the inside for the right-hander. Can Powell hold him off? Now I think Reed's going to get through on the brakes. Yes, he's done it. Simon Reed up into second place. Now his brother will try and join him on the podium. Stephen Powell looking for his best finish of the weekend so far. There's Ryan Smith in the background in 5th position. And according to the timing screen, our clock on the timing tower on the left of your screen says just over 8.5 minutes to go. My timing screen says just under 6 minutes. So apologies for the discrepancy there. Go with what's on the official timing screen here in the box. So about 5.5 minutes to go, and Simon Reed is catching David Jenkins for the lead into the old hairpin. Ryan Smith's done the fastest lap, 1:26.264, but he's still 3.5 seconds behind Craig Reed in 4th place. Simon Reed is not hanging about here. He wants his first win of the season. There's Michael Oliver still going well in 6th place. Up they come towards Coppice once again. MAN from Iveco. MAN in 3rd, Iveco 4th, Daimler Freightliner in 5th position. Over the line they go. 16 trucks still running. Down the straight they come. David Jenkins from Simon Reed. Adam Binns, I believe, has rejoined out of the pits. Division 2 is being led by Paul Rivett incidentally. We haven't really picked, you can see him in the background there. There's so much going on in Division 1. We've not really picked up on the Division 2 lead battle. It's Paul Rivett who leads. David Jenkins leads, but I've just been told he's got a 5-second time penalty, presumably for exceeding track limits. So David Jenkins has got a penalty. So he will lose that lead because Simon Reed's on his bumper. They lap Jim Bennett in the 28s. Here comes Ryan Smith. What's his gap to Craig Reed now? It's down to 2.2 seconds. He's done another fastest lap of the race as Craig Reed says, "Excuse me," to Jim Bennett. Moves him wide over the curbs. Smith in 5th place. Next through will be Michael Oliver. He's nearly 4 seconds further back. There he is. Ricky Collett is 7th, then it's O'Rourke ahead of John Bowler. They're having a good scrap. And there's Paul Rivett in 10th place. He's got the lead in Division 2. He's nearly 3 seconds ahead of Craig Evans. 3rd in Division 2 is Simon Cole, a little bit further back. When we pick up the Division 2 battle, there is the number 22, the Napa-sponsored MAN of Paul Rivett, trying to close ground after a slower start to his season in Division 2, his first full season in the British Truck Racing Championship, the ex-Renault Clio champion. As over the line go the leaders. Less than a second in it between the two of them, but Jenkins has that penalty hanging over him. He is jinxed in 2023. He seems destined not to win a race. Simon Reed giving chase in the Iveco. Whether he knows about Jenkins' penalty, we don't know, but he doesn't need to attack the number 69. Stephen Powell still there in third. Ricky Collett's being caught now by Tom O'Rourke and John Bowler. That's for 7th place. The closing stages now. Side by side for the lead. Well, we said Simon Reed didn't need to attack David Jenkins because of the penalty, but Simon doesn't know that, and he goes through at the chicane and takes the lead of this 4th British Truck Racing Championship race of the weekend. There's Adam Bints, who's going again. I assume it's that troublesome turbo pipe that came adrift again. There's the Division 2 leader, Paul Rivett. One minute left on the clock, according to my timing screen. Still this battle raging on for 7th place. John Bowler on the rear bumper of Tom O'Rourke. So things have settled down pretty much towards the conclusion of this race. Great shame for Stuart Oliver, not his weekend at all. David Jenkins trying to fight back. They're coming up to lap Simon Cole in the number 41 Iveco. He's running 4th in Division 2. Over the line they go, and Adam Bints, it's important he keeps going here because John Powell is not out there in this race in Division 2. Didn't take the restart of this one. So the points standings will remain close. Paul Rivett closing up on Bints and John Powell. Ryan Smith round the outside of Simon Cole. It certainly looks as though his unbeaten run is going to be brought to an end. Through the old hairpin. Just have to wait to see when the checkered flag does come out. In this provisionally shortened race, there's a couple of the back markers. We've got the 28 of Jim Bennett, the 92 of Simon Faulkner. The black and white flag has been shown to number 14, John Bowler. That's a warning for driving standards, presumably for track limits. Well, the clock on the timing screen is down to 0, so we'll wait to see if we get the checkered flag at this time, or whether they continue on. Craig Reed has now got a penalty, the 4th placed man. He'll get a 5-second penalty as well. They're getting pretty hot on these track limits offences. As into the chicane, Simon Reed in the Iveco. Into the home straight they come, ahead of David Jenkins, and there is the checkered flag. Simon Reed wins it, ahead of David Jenkins, Stephen Powell in 3rd, then Craig Reed and Ryan Smith. That's the order over the line anyway, but it will change slightly with a couple of penalties. But Simon Reed takes his first win of the 2023 season. Oh, and Tom O'Rourke very sideways there at the chicane. He clipped the tyres, I think, there, just about holding off John Bowler. We'll confirm the results in just a moment. Paul Rivett will come in to win Division 2 once again in the 22 truck. He's having a good weekend in the MAN. Craig Evans will be 2nd. Adam Bints came out of the pits and will keep going for 3rd place. with John Powell not out there for the restarts, and that will gain Bint some points back in the championship. So Simon Reed it is who takes the win by 4 seconds ahead of Stephen Powell second. The penalty for Jenkins dropping him to third. So Simon Reed, his first win of the season in Division 1 ahead of Stephen Powell. Jenkins gets dropped to third place by that penalty, presumes for track limits. Penalty for Craig Reed as well drops into fifth behind Ryan Smith, who's defeated for the first time this weekend. Michael Oliver sixth, Ricky Collett topping a good battle with Tom O'Rourke, and John Bowler for seventh. Paul Rivett wins the Division 2 spoils by over 8 seconds ahead of Craig Evans. Simon Fulton the next home ahead of Adam Bint, Neil Yates, Simon Cole and Jim Bennett. One retirement, the unfortunate Stuart Oliver with a mechanical failure.